we'll do that. Hey, everybody, we're back. My next guest is a writer on Saturday Night Live. Please welcome a very funny guy, Mr. Hugh Fink.
I met Hugh back in 2020 during COVID when we were closed down at Jazz Texas. We started a live stream show called The Doc Watkins Show, which ran for 45 one-hour episodes. So we did like 45 hours of TV. He's a classical violinist by training who became a comedy sketch writer. So he always brings the musician's perspective to his stand-up comedy and his sketch writing, which is really rare. I mean, you don't find a lot of stand-up comics that can play the violin, that can play Tchaikovsky. And so Hugh and I just, we became fast friends 5 years ago, and I look to work with Hugh any chance I can get. So I called him up a couple weeks ago. I said, hey, why don't you come out and open for the band on a Saturday night? Hey, welcome to San Antonio, man.
Thank you. It's been a couple of years.
It has.
Different weather now. This is almost, getting warm. When I saw you pull up, I'm like, this is the Partridge Family meets a serial killer on Netflix. So I better look to make sure Doc's driving to know which it's going to be.
So I actually got it off a guy in East LA. It's a great place for these old vintage cars because it's so dry. And also because it's a big market, it's Los Angeles. But you don't want to buy one of these from San Francisco because of all the salt water.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because of all the hippies. That too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I'm a real heavy dreamer. And so if I'm watching, actually tried to watch Breaking Bad, and I made it to the second episode where they put the guy in the bathtub and they dissolved him.
Yes.
And I had nightmares for years.
Oh.
In the nightmare that I had, I committed a murder and got away with it.
That's the difference between you and me, Doc, because for me, that's a happy dream.
Yay! So you're going to open for 4 shows this weekend. 2
Yes.
shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow.
Correct.
So are you going to do the same material each time?
You know me, I like to switch it up.
Yeah.
Plus, I thought it'd be fun for the band and you if I just change it. So
yeah.
The beauty is it's a nice short set.
Yeah.
So I can have fun, just see what the crowd's like.
Hey Rob, can you please get us 2 just whiskeys with a big, large format ice?
Yeah. Doc, I had an experience of how music and comedy sometimes don't match. If a musician comes out or a band and is good, the audience will go, oh, this is nice music. With comedy, the audience has to be in that mindset that they're going to hear comedy or jokes, or otherwise they will not laugh.
Really?
Because it's part of their brains not ready to make the transition to, I want to hear someone do jokes.
Steve Martin talks about when he was starting out, there really weren't comedy clubs in the late 60s and 70s and early 70s that he had to play in music venues, places, opening for bands and things like that.
His stand-up before he was famous was very hit or miss, right? It wasn't traditional set-up punchlines.
My favorite story is he was doing a show and he was opening for a band. There were 3 people in the audience and he's doing his thing with the banjo, and a guy has a glass of wine, a full glass of wine, and he just throws it at Steve Martin and hits him, and the glass breaks and the wine goes everywhere.
That's extreme.
Talk about an extreme letdown. That guy, he pushed through years and years and years of failure until he got it right.
Sure.
When we opened Jazz Texas 9 years ago, my dream was always to have a comic open on Saturday nights. Just like we're going to do tonight. And you've opened for the band several times. I'm going to do it tonight. But that was always the vision. And every time we've done it, people love it.
I love it. And I think the audience loves it too. And one thing I try to do when I open for you guys is establish with the audience a relationship between me and you and the band. Because that makes the audience feel like you're pulling back the curtain a bit and to experience not just my written material, but sort of jokes that I'm doing sort of about you guys and with you guys. It makes the crowd feel a part of it in a way that they don't normally.
All right, who would like some wine?
Seeing your club thriving, the excitement of the new club, Doc's in Houston opening, and as people Back in New Orleans, used to say, in the old days of jazz, L'chaim.
L'chaim.
No, they never said that.
The famous New Orleans.
Stop it.
I don't think anyone said that.
Louis Armstrong. L'chaim, everybody.
Testing. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Saturday night. Happy fiesta. Welcome to Jazz Texas. How's everybody doing tonight? Y'all doing all right? Tonight, we have a very special surprise for you guys. My very good friend, Mr. Hugh Fink, is here in town from Los Angeles, California. He's one of the great comedy writers of all time. He wrote for Saturday Night Live for a number of years, and he actually wrote more Saturday Night Live opening monologues than any other comic in history. And we're very honored to have him in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Hugh Fink.
All right. How about give it up for Fink Michael Bublé, ladies and gentlemen. Right? I landed a few days ago at San Antonio International Airport. The daily non-stop service to Paris via Lubbock. Fiesta, I didn't know what the hell that was. I looked it up, it's a Spanish word meaning 10 days of blocked off streets. This is actually not my first time performing at Jazz Texas, but I do love Doc's Club Jazz Texas. In fact, I was working at his other club last week, Classical Montana. Love being back in Texas, because you guys have expressions that the rest of the country doesn't use the same way. Like that expression, there you go. Right? In Texas, it's like, did you attempt to kill this man? Well, did you ask him? Yeah, according to him, you stabbed him 11 times. Well, there you go. Join the band, you guys.
The great thing about what we do, working in smaller rooms with 100 people, 200 people, whether it's music or stand-up, is that it's real and it's authentic and there's actual risk. What I hate about reality TV is it's all set up for you. There's no risk. Every scenario is made up. They always have these like fake rivalries that they do, where and it's we're like, okay, what's going to happen is like.
Hey Doc, what do you think about Hugh Fink?
I treated him for dinner last night at the club, and I comped his meal, and anybody with any kind of sensibility would always leave a tip for the server. Hugh looked in his wallet, saw that he had one $20 bill left, and put it back in his wallet and refused to tip.
You know, Doc comes off as this like happy, nice guy from Oregon. He's a backstabber.
And that's the cheap kind of crap that I just hate from these Hollywood people.
He will cut you with a knife and leave you for dead.